Good morning. Today we thought we would make a video about Hua Hin's best beaches. Well, the ones that we think are the best anyway. From the ones that we visited, and we've seen quite a few, we've decided to come down to Hua Hin Beach. Sasha has got some baguettes that we bought from a shop called The Baguette.
Yeah.
So we're going to have a picnic and we're going to have a look around and we're going to talk about some of the beaches that we like best in Hua Hin and around. So if we're going to talk about Hua Hin's beaches, we might as well start on Hua Hin Beach itself. Right now we're sitting right outside Centara Grand Hotel, which is one of the very first hotels that was built down here. And the beach outside it is beautiful. The sand is completely white and there are kite surfers in the distance. You can see the mountains and the sea is quite pleasant. People are swimming, but it's not that deep. This particular beach is 5 kilometers long, so if you want to go for a nice stroll, you can just cruise all the way up and down, go for a walk if you're not into sunbathing, which we're not. One of the things that this area is famous for is horse riding and pony riding. You'll see it on all the adverts for Hua Hin beaches. There's always people riding horses up and down this beach. It is the touristy thing to do here, and it's quite unique in Thailand.
Hua Hin in Thai actually means headstone or stone head. It got its name from all the rocky stones out in the sea, in the water, on this particular beach from the first people that found Hua Hin, and that is what they named the town after.
What did you order?
I went for smoked beef baguette on a whole wheat baguette.
Oh. We both got baguettes.
Yeah, yours is white though. Italian one, I think.
Okay.
And mine's whole wheat.
I forgot my order already.
Same, but just different bread.
Yeah. Going for a picnic on the beach has always been one of our favourite little pastimes. You can choose exactly what you want to eat from the shops nearby and then come and sit in the perfect place rather than having to go to a restaurant and, I don't know, pay more for the sea view. We're just getting exactly what we want, when we want, and we get to eat what we want. So, roast beef baguettes on Hua Hin Beach it is today. What's in it?
It's got lettuce, cucumber, tomato and onion.
I might take out some of my onions. I don't fancy onions today. Another interesting thing about this area is the King's Palace. The Summer Palace is nearby. So he holidays down here. So because of that, they have Navy ships protecting the coastline along the edge. So if you come down here and look out towards the sea, you can see 3 Navy ships always there, never go. And around about 6 o'clock every night, I think, they turn on the lights on the boats and you can see them all lit up at night. Where we are right now on the Centara Grand end of the Hua Hin Beach, there are a lot of holiday makers here obviously because the hotels are here. Not as many Thai people, but the further you walk north up that way, the beach kind of levels out a bit more, gets a bit harder, and you see a lot more Thai people up that way. But down here it's mostly Westerners and mostly holiday makers, enjoying the sea, swimming, doing kite surfing.
There's also a couple of nice restaurants. We've been to Coco 51 quite a few times. That is also on this beachfront as well.
It's a very beautiful coastline, I have to admit, and it's quite long, so you can go for a long walk like we said before, but it is built up. There are quite a lot of buildings and condos and hotels along the edge, which I think is actually a good thing sometimes because they keep the beaches clean and they cater and give you amenities for people with kids and stuff like that.
You do get a few people walking up and down trying to sell things like scarves and dresses and things like that, beach wear, but they don't hassle you. They might stand in front of you for a few seconds but then they go again if you say no, so you don't get hassled or anything like that. There are a few places where you can buy drinks and like bottles of water and cans of Coke and things like that from beach sellers as well.
And the sand is really nice here, but it does get very hot. It's that kind of pure white silicone type of sand on this particular beach. Like I said, it gets harder the further north you go, so you can do a bit of like running and exercise up that end, but down here it's very soft. So it's perfect for kind of lounging around, sunbathing, going for a swim, holiday stuff. Another thing I've noticed about this area is it never really gets very crowded because it's quite a vast stretch.
Yeah, it's a big space.
So people spread out, and there are even some places where you can sit under the coconut and palm trees and just enjoy the shade, because normally you would find that the shade gets taken up very quickly and there'll be loads of beach umbrellas and people selling places to sit, but it's quite nice, you know, we don't have to do that. We can just come here and sit right here, natural on the sand with our own mat.
While we're talking about sun lounges and umbrellas, next up is Chalong Beach, which is full of sun lounges and beach umbrellas.
Yeah, crazy amount.
Chalong Beach is actually 7 kilometres long, if not a little bit more, so it's actually Thailand's longest beach.
You'll also notice that Chalong Beach is a very, very Thai beach. It's where all the locals go and hang out and come down from Bangkok to have their little beach holidays. You'll get coaches pull up, and I'd say 80 to 90% of the area is Thai.
Yeah.
So it's very different to this.
And it does get busy, especially at the weekends. But there are some nice cafes and restaurants dotted along the beachfront. And there are, of course, little beach restaurants where you can sit on the sand on a sun lounger and order some fried rice and that kind of thing.
And lots of seafood too, lots of seafood options, obviously, because you're down by the ocean.
But it is quite a nice area, and the street behind the beach is all tree lined, and there's lots of trees and shade and that kind of thing.
And places to park.
Yes, you can park there quite easily.
I've also noticed quite a lot of locals doing banana boating and jet skiing on that beach too. So there's all that going on as well. But it doesn't feel as holiday-like, Western holiday-like as Hua Hin Beach does.
No.
If we had to pick a favourite beach though, we'd have to definitely say Sai Noi Beach, which is about 12 or 13 kilometres south of Hua Hin. It's really nice down there in the Khao area. It's a tiny little 1 kilometre stretch of beach in a cove. Everything that you'd want about a beach is in one place. They have 2 rocks on either side enclosed. They have lovely sand, and the water gets deep so you can swim quite easily. It's pretty. There are some places to get smoothies nearby. It's very laid back if you get there early in the morning, and we can take our dog there. We like taking our dog in the beach there. So Sai Noi Beach has definitely got to be one of our favourites. And if you're feeling a little bit adventurous, you can walk up the rocks at one edge of it, and you can get a nice view overlooking the whole beach line. It's a really nice beach, one of my favourites for definite.
Yeah, we aren't really beachy people, so when we do want to go and have some beach time, we tend to go there, and you can rent a sun lounger. It's 150 baht for 2 loungers and an umbrella. So we've done that every time we've been there. And it just gives you somewhere to sit and put your stuff while you go swimming, and the waves aren't that rough.
Some days.
Yeah, because it's in a cove, so it is a good place to swim.
And the lead into it is very beautiful too, so it's definitely a good place to take friends as well. If you're going to show them a beach in Hua Hin, I like that one.
Yeah.
Next beach I want to talk about is Prachuap, and it's actually not that far from here, so we are actually going to head down there and take you with us. So let's go pack up the stuff and go down to Prachuap Beach. We've come down to the Riot Cafe, one of our favourite cafes on Prachuap Beach, and look at the view from here. Stunning. Another beautiful beach. Lovely. There's a lovely mountain on one side, and it stretches on for ages, so you can just go for a lovely walk. There are 2 restaurants that we love on this beach. One of them is called Anantasilla, which is over there by the rock, and then Riot Cafe is further down this way. And you can still ride a pony or a horse down here too. 2 little kids on this one. This one definitely is one of our top 5, although in the evening time you get a lot of street dogs down here, and this was actually the beach that our dog got bitten on once. But apart from that, it's actually a really nice place to come. Let's see if our drinks have arrived. Drinks are here. Good. Right, so we've just left the cafe, walking down the 5 kilometre stretch of beach.
And if you keep walking this way, we'll eventually end up at Pranburi Forest Park.
Pranburi Forest Park is another one of our favourite places because it's a massive stretch of sand and forest and mangroves and pine trees. It feels different, and it's a nice place to take your dog. If you've got a dog out here, they can run free in that bit and they don't get in anybody's way. It's very quiet, there's not many people there.
Yep, we've taken our dog Eden there a couple of times and she's enjoyed it, running around and splashing in the sea, and it's quite fun to watch.
And visiting the mangrove forest was quite interesting for us because we don't have them anywhere in the UK or where we're from. So finding that in Thailand was pretty cool, walking around in the creepy forest. It's unique, I quite like it.
Pranburi Forest Park is 800 acres of parkland and it is really nice. We've been there a couple of times. It's a great place to take your own picnic and chill out in the pine trees. It's a really nice foresty area behind the beach.
The best time of day to get there is obviously early in the morning because the Gulf Coast is east facing, so you get the sunrise. But we've also been there around about 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon and you get lovely light coming in through the trees. So afternoon or early morning is both good.
There's obviously a lot of shade in the pine forest, but if you do go out onto the sand, there's no shade really. So if you want to spend an extended time on the beach, then I suggest you take your own umbrella because it is very hot out there.
Another couple of beaches that deserve an honourable mention that we like a lot are Kalok Beach down in Pran and Sai Beach, both favourites of ours, but the only reason why they're getting an honourable mention is because they're a little bit further south from Hua Hin. They take about 30 to 40 minutes to get to by car. So we think they're worth visiting, but some people in Hua Hin might think they're a bit too far away. Kalok means Skull Mountain. There's a huge rock at the end of the beach. It has a hole in it, so that's why it's named Skull Mountain. And it looks really pretty. The beach itself is lovely and quiet. Nice white sand like on Hua Hin Beach.
Very clean as well.
Yes. And lots of cafes, lots of places to get food and just sit there and chill out and go for a long walk again. It's a really nice place to chill out for a day. It's not called Kalok Beach, it's called Pran Beach, so that's how you would find it. But it gets its nickname after the mountain that's at the end of it, so that's why we call it that. And then that leads us on to our final and most favourite beach, which is Sai Beach. Now, it won't be the favourite for everybody because it's not the typical idea of the perfect beach, but we really like it because, as we mentioned before, we like to take long walks and we don't particularly sunbathe or anything like that. And although you can do those things on there, it's just perfectly set up for us. Quaint little beach huts on the sand where you can get coffee and food, lovely restaurants nearby, and just long stretches of walkable sand where you can go for a long walk with your dog or just for fun. It's a beautiful area and it's within a national park. That's one of our favourite national parks in the whole of Thailand. The scenery leading up to it is beautiful, the mountains and the viewpoints and the caves, all near to this lovely beach, so that's why Sai is our favourite.
Sai Beach is 5 kilometres stretch of lovely flat sand, and the edge of the beach there's actually a cycle path and running, jogging tracks, and it's very much set up for exercising and that kind of thing. The sea itself is actually quite shallow and you can walk up to 100 metres out to sea before it even reaches your waist. And the most impressive thing about Sai Beach is it's actually called Dolphin Bay because there's a pod of Indo-Pacific dolphins that actually live in the area for up to 12 months of the year. They can be seen there, but we've never actually seen them because we've never been out on a boat or anything when we've been in the area, but they are actually there. And yeah, you might be lucky and you might see a dolphin.
So we're done now at the beaches. We're both very hot and we both want to get back in the car and head home. But that is our roundup of the beaches that we like best in Hua Hin and around. Hope you found it useful. We certainly would have found that useful before we came here, so we could omit the rubbish ones.
Yeah, get a little insight.
Yeah, but that's not the only beaches here. There are some ones in between that are equally nice in their own way, but we just thought we'd do our favourites. Hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button if you did. Subscribe to our channel, and we will see you next time. Bye. What do you think Eden's up to at home? Think she's digging the bed? No? I think she's dug up all the bed. Alright, start the long drive.